Guys, Keep Trades. Today is August 26th. Happy Monday and a very great way to start off the week. Right, I ended up going 3 for 4 on live, but personally I think I went 5 for 6. I ended up taking a few more trades myself, some scalps, but again, a beautiful day. We read the market absolutely perfectly on the shorts. Again, all the proof of fills are posted on IG. Hit the testimonials real quick. So today we had a member take his setup on his own. 343. Had a free student who already knows how to trade, who's already, on his way to pass his funded. Use the concepts we taught, $947 profit by himself. That's beautiful stuff. So getting right into our pre-market plan, here's what I had for us. Right, I had a long and a short. My note was this. My bias is based on how we act at the 1 hour SIBI. Right, my short plan was what hit today. I said we see a 5/15 minute power of 3 forming. We swept higher and broke down. I said if market trades back into the bearish 1 hour at 19,791, find selling pressure, I would look for these targets. So let's get into structure number 1. A plus narrative. A plus narrative. My narrative for this trade was very simple. To see us draw back into this weekly fair value gap. Target 1. I had also called this target out on Sunday night. I said this is my narrative. To see market draw back into this weekly fair value gap. Coming in on the daily. Again, right? Had draws lower to fill the daily. Halves not hit. And then coming in on the 1 hour. Here's our actual structure setups. Again, targets were very simple. Right, first target is obviously the internal low. Target here, here, and here. Again, in our pre-market plan, these are all called out. Right, I said 19,592, Friday's low is the next target. That gets hit. I said 19,524, which is the draw to the weekly. That gets hit as well. Right, so everything's called out here. But structure for the day, right? So I noted a power of 3. So coming into this day, we saw a buy side sweep of this high. How do I know it's buy side sweep? Because we failed to deliver to the next high. We end up inversing this small 1 minute, my fault, not 1 minute, 1 hour, and we form this bearish. Right, so this is my play point. Here's my structure for the day, right? I said, what? 19,791 bearish. Here's my structure. Either we retrace back in and slide through, like I called for here, or we see buyers step up above the 1 hour, and I would look for a long model to the highs. All right, this was my structure, and then we ended up getting our short trade. Again, everything was called out pre-market. And let's get into the setup. Again, 15-minute power of 3 and 5-minute power of 3, very simple. All right, we see after hours accumulation. Here's your upside manipulation. Here's your market structure shift through these lows. And then you also have a respected 5-minute fair value gap. Right, again, why do I want to see market retrace? Because we've already delivered internal targets, so I want to see us retrace to the 1 hour fair value gap, find selling pressure. Again, swing high to swing low of this range. I noted that we hit discount, 50%. So I said, okay, we hit a discounted point. If we see sellers, we're likely to run lower. Right, coming in on the 1 minute chart, our entry model, very, very simple stuff, guys. Again, right, here's market, tap back in the 1 hour. We see this high. Buy side sweep of this high when we see what 1 minute fair value gap inverse, and I wasn't comfortable taking this one because I wanted to see this lower one because we had already respected. So once we slid through this lower one, I ended up catching my short entry at the inverse close, putting my stop candle right, and my first price target was going to be this internal low. Unfortunately, I had a limit order sitting here for my full position. So I was only able to get half size, and I scaled fully here for 21 points. And then obviously your price targets would be 715 called out, right, 704. And then the narrative point is going to be the 591 and 5923, right, draw into the daily. And then, my fault, not draw on daily, previous day's low, so Friday's low, and then the draw on the weekly. Those were my narrative points. Why? Because on a 1 hour time frame, if we see a 1 hour sell model come in, your true narrative targets are going to be this low and previous day's low to fill what? The weekly fair value gap. That is my narrative. Weekly fair value gap. Beautiful. Beautiful setup. And then we caught that pretty early in the market open, and that was pretty much it. Nice dub. All right, coming on to the PM session. Let's take all this off. We ended up giving the market a stab long and got stopped out, and that's totally fine. Why? Because that was my A+ model. Was looking at this 5-minute fair value gap here. And as you can see, swing low to swing high. We've hit discount and OTE. Right, so coming to my internal setup, I looked for what? Bearish to form or bullish to get inversed. Right, very simple. Why did I like this setup so much? Is because we've swept sell side into the 5-minute, and we had a SMT here. Bullish SMT. Once I saw us break structure, I looked at fair value gap entries long here, and it was also a inverse 2-minute, which we really called for the entry. Right, on the 2-minute chart, we're looking for entries at this once respected 2-minute fair value gap. Right, we inverse closed above. I was looking for the re-entry. Right, so we got in our position, we got a nice pop, and then never found the buying. We stopped out here. Totally fine. Still green on the day from that beautiful setup. And then market ended up doing what? Selling off. So what did I say here? I realized that my bias was wrong, right? And as we know, we have came into the 1 hour time frame. We have swept this 1 hour fair value gap here. And then we have also had a higher time frame SMT here. So keep in mind of the 2 o'clock and the 7 a.m. If we go to ES at the same time frame, right? 7 a.m. and 2 o'clock, what do we see? Higher high on ES, which is a bearish confluence, compared to what on NQ? A lower high. So that was my initial short trade here. That was my extra bit of confluence at a higher time frame SMT. I tried to get the longs, got stopped out, totally fine. And then what did I see? I said, okay, we already rejected off the 1 hour, and we're respecting bearish fair value gaps. So I looked at it like this. Sell side sweep, fake buy model gets shot down. I looked at the inversion. Right, I see we slid right through, got stopped out instantly. 1 minute fair value gap respects, and then we form a bearish. So again, proof of fills are on IG, guys. I took a short at the 93s. 1 minute fair value gap, gave it a tight stop at this wick high. Or factored in here. Right, very tight stop. Price target 1 was these internal equal lows for about 18 points. And then price target 2, I let it run all the way down to 1941 here. I ended up getting an early entry. I called my members their entry at this price point, giving it a 20-point stop to this high to factor in the 5-minute inverse. Right, we have a 5-minute inverse here, so I told members to put my stop here, midpoint of the 5-minute inverse. So I grabbed entries early here. I was able to catch, a nice little scalp or whatever. Not my fault, 13 points. And I let my runner run. I secured 54 points. I called for members to get entry after we see a full swing low break a structure. I called members to get entry here. Delivers nicely down to the low for 30 points. Right? So, and then the last trade of the day, very, very simple. I called one more dub, and it's a very small trade. So coming in, what do we have again, guys? A SMT confluence. 735 low. 1105. We make a higher low on NQ. If we check ES at the same time frame, what do we do here? Right, lower low. So we see lower low, right? NQ, higher low. So this is my bullish confluence. Once I see market inverse through this bearish and we form this bullish, I am looking for a nice scalp model. Coming in on the 1 minute. Again, this trade just did not offer much, right? My first price target was going to be this internal high, which ended up being, honestly, a great sell. But again, the same stuff, guys. We have SMT confluence at the lows. We bought up, right? Again, I look for a bearish to form or a bullish to get inverse. Today, we had an inverse. Never got hit. We formed this bullish. I called members for an 1109 entry. Put their stop at the wick low, right? Very tight stop. 9-point stop, and the profit was about, what, 14 points, right? So very small trade, but again, it's my model. I take what the market offers. That's that. I ended up taking a few more trades on my own, but for the session, the live trades, we went 3 for 4. Again, nice long here. An absolutely okay loss. Totally fine. A plus setup. And then we realized our bias was wrong and we ate the shorts all the way up. And in the morning, we caught that beautiful SMT 1 hour short. Right? So is this the holy grail of trading? For me, yes. This is my model. This is where I find consistency. You watch any other videos, they're all the same trades. But that's going to conclude it. August 26th. Beautiful way to start the week green. And thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to catch you guys in the next one.